Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at NECA's Spiked Tail Predator from their Series 16 line of Kenner reimaginings. These are based on the original figures that came out in the 90s. I guess it was the 90s. Those old crazy figures, and these are new versions of those using NECA styling. So this guy, nothing like a traditional Predator, loaded with armor, and he's very bulky and hefty looking, and he's pretty cool. So if you're into this sort of thing, you might like it, but there are a couple drawbacks, so we're going to talk about all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. So for those of you that are new to the line, these guys are fairly massive, and this one is probably even bigger than the others. Well, I mean, he's definitely thicker, but he stands just about 21.5 centimeters tall, which makes him just about 8.5 inches, so about the same height, but very, very bulky. These guys are right around the $22 price point. So just to compare them to Marvel Legends, which are really close, it's a lot bigger, a lot more detail, a lot more sculpt, a lot more paint, and generally more accessories. So in terms of value, I don't think you can really do better than these NECA figures. Of course, there are some drawbacks, given that they have a whole lot packed into a small price point. So we're going to talk about all of that. First thing, though, is accessories. We have this large spiky thing which connects to his arm. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but it's there. And then we have his throwing spiky thing, which I don't know what it's called, but we have one of those. You guys know I'm not the most huge Predator fan. I don't know the names of some things. And then we have his face mask or helmet, which is cool and nicely done, but I think I like him better without it. Well, maybe, I don't know. He looks cool with or without it. And that's it for the accessories. He doesn't have a ton, but he does have all of this extra armor on him. So the paint is phenomenal. You can see his skin tones and all of those details are just great. He does have the mesh on there, which is just painted over, so I don't know if that's a throwback to the Kenner thing or if it's just a matter of saving some money or what, but it doesn't really stand out as being a huge problem once you have the figure in hand. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. But the skin tones otherwise are just covered with shading and detail, and you can see the face has his eyes painted. They're in there. They're very recessed, but they're nicely painted, so that looks cool. And then just lots of detail in the armor, and it's a very nice looking figure all the way around. He does have this hand, by the way, this robotic hand. That's got to be a Kenner thing, but it's very nicely done too. It's very nicely detailed and sculpted, so I like it. As far as articulation goes, it's pretty standard for the Predators. He's got the ball peg for the head. It is a little bit limited, though, just due to the fact that he's so bulky. You're basically going to get a little bit of rotation out of it, but not too far because the hair hits this thing back here. But you can rotate it this way a little bit farther. You can lean him a little bit side to side and just a little bit up and down. But again, it's not very much. This hair thing or whatever, it's called spiked tail, but I don't know, I guess it's hair. It is bendable, so that's kind of cool. You can do some poses with that, and it'll kind of rotate around if you need it to. However, on mine, the wire is coming through on the hair, so that's definitely no bueno. The good thing about it is the hair is all shaded and painted nicely, so it still looks nice, other than the wire coming through, so that's definitely a problem. Hopefully that's not a universal problem. It's worth noting that on the back here, on this little shoulder pad, you can stick the, whatever this thing's called, in there, and I don't know why you would do that. But you can do that, and it goes in farther. I'm just not going to force it right now on camera, but I've had it in there plenty. It fits just fine. For the shoulders, we have our standard ball hinges, which are underneath the shoulder pads, which are connected to the arms, which is a good thing. You can move the arms around no problem. It's soft, so it'll get out of the way. The arms don't go super far up, but they do go horizontal, so you won't really have too much trouble posing him. Full rotation, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. Really no problems at all, other than the paint isn't carried through on the elbow hinge, which isn't great, but given the fact that he's loaded with paint, I think we can let that slide. We have our wrist swivel at the gauntlet here, and a ball peg for the wrist, which of course gives it a swivel and a bunch of range. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. For the torso, we have a ball peg, which doesn't have the greatest amount of range, but it's not too bad. You can move him around a fair bit and rotate him around. Then you also have the rotation at the waist, and this one definitely has more play in the waist. Like, I'm not sure if it's it's a ball peg clearly on this one, but the other ones felt like it wouldn't move, but this one, it does. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, you get really nice range out of it. This piece is soft and floating, so it won't get in the way. The hips are standard T-jointed ball hinges, so you can bring the legs pretty far forward. Not crazy far, but definitely far enough. Out to the side, this guy's a little bit more limited. He just got a lot more bulk to him, so they're not going to go quite as far. He's going to be a little more static. And you do get a thigh swivel built into that, so full range there, really, other than going out to the side. Double jointed knees give you really good range other than where the armor gets in the way, so can't complain about that. Nice looking knee that's functional. And then you have a ball peg for the ankle, which is even more limited on this guy than on the other ones just because of how bulky the armor is. So it's very limited on the ankle, which is one of the drawbacks. I hope NECA figures out a way to work in a little bit more effective ankle articulation and to tighten up the hips, because the hips do get loose almost as soon as you start posing them. They're not going to necessarily make the figure fall over, but you know it's not ideal to have loose hips. So is it a perfect figure? No, but for the price point, I think it's pretty freaking cool. It's a really, really high quality figure given the price point, and I'm very, very happy to have it, despite not being the biggest Predator fan in the world. They're a lot of fun to have. I think you guys will probably like them too. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff, so come back for that. And make sure if you like the video, you give me a thumbs up. It does help out a lot, and I really do appreciate it. So thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure you come back for that fun stuff, and in the meantime, keep collecting.